And right off the bat, the age is the biggest difference here, Mario. You see the height also an advantage for Chavez Jr.
Aquí está bien, aquí no. Dedos en tono para arriba. Y aquí no me pelea limpia. Escúcheme, cuídate. ¿Listos? Vámonos.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Sergio Maravilla Martinez. The middleweight championship is on the line. A lot has been said. They both predicted a knockout. Will it happen? Here we go. We're ready to find out.
This is a surreal moment for me because growing up watching Chavez, my parents are from Culiacan, Sinaloa, so obviously we're huge fans. And seeing Junior enter the ring with his father for so many years, and now he's here fighting, not only do I feel old, but this is pretty special.
Well, you mentioned age. That's the one thing a lot of people are wondering. Martinez at 37 years old. Is Father Time finally going to start catching up to him?
Well, Jaime, Martinez is a young 37 because he hasn't had a lot of wear and tear on his body, because he started this sport so late, and because he is always in excellent condition and never out of shape, even between fights. And he lives a very clean, healthy lifestyle.
As we mentioned, both of them predicted knockouts. However, Martinez said it's not going to happen in one. It's not going to happen in two. I want to hurt Junior. I want to make him grovel. It's going to go into the 9th and 10th round, and then I'm going to stop him.
And Chavez Jr., like his father, methodical slow starter. Likes to see how the pace turns out. A nice left hook landed by Chavez Jr., being the first punch.
And there he goes. The hands are down.
Have to take a couple shots to the phone here to tweet later on all the action at Top Rank from the apron. And there's a nice first body shot thrown by Chavez Jr.
And Martinez counters with his speed. Not too much action here in the first round, but it seems to have gone Martinez's way.
Chavez Jr. landing a nice left hook early on in the fight, and he threw one body shot, which landed with the right hand. You see Martinez starts picking it up, or Chavez's activity rate starts picking up. Big left from Martinez. And Jaime, Martinez is not, much has been made about the size of Chavez Jr., but he's used to fighting big guys. Obviously, Paul Williams, big guy. Kelly Pavlik was a big guy. And both of those guys he handled, I wouldn't say with ease, but he knew what to do with them. So Chavez Jr. is not foreign for Martinez.
Well, that speed is what helps him. And when we think that Martinez may have landed, Junior says, is that all you got?
And Martinez says, wait, be patient. The bravado of Chavez, much to the dismay of many people, might work to his favor if he can get him to engage in toe-to-toe. But it's a little early to be handling the speed of Martinez, I think, if I'm Chavez Jr.'s camp.
A good left hand by Martinez. Chavez doesn't seem to be faced by it.
The best attribute that I think he inherited from his father is that chin. He's got a real solid, sturdy set of whiskers.
I've heard a lot of Mexicans say, not only that, but he inherited a couple of other little things.
Oh no, a couple other ones. Of course, I'm just saying the best one, I think, is his chin. Because you can teach a lot of things, but you can't teach a good chin.
That's for sure.
There's that nice hook, another one of those attributes. And this is what he wants to do, Jaime. He wants to keep him in the corner. He wants to keep him busy. He wants to attack the body just like he's doing right now.
And this is where Martinez does not want to be. He does not want to be inside with Chavez. Doing that precisely. Taking that left hook. Chavez Sr. usually calls the fights for one of the Mexican television networks. Not this one, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. It would have been hard to kind of be not biased in this one.
And Martinez Couple quick jabs and then the left hand. Repeats the doses.
Chavez being very patient, not falling for a lot of the feints. Methodical.
And we knew that was the plan going in.
And I mean, like you mentioned, obviously, Martinez is incredibly athletic and very active, but he doesn't tire. He's not a guy that you wait to get tired in the later rounds and maybe you'll catch him. He can pretty much keep this up for all 12 rounds.
Again, that jab, like a whip from Martinez. Quick left uppercut.
Chavez really looks like a big middleweight against Martinez here. I mean, and the irony is that he weighed in lighter than Martinez, and clearly he's hydrated.
Well, he weighed in at 158 pounds.
Which is unbelievable how he made the weight.
He looks bigger than Mike Lee, who fought tonight at light heavyweight. And I would not be surprised if Chavez Jr. is around 175 or maybe even close to 180 pounds tonight.
No, you're exactly right. And you know, a lot of people say that's a huge advantage, but if you had, that means you're a bigger guy. You have a bigger frame. You should be a little heavier. He had to kill himself to make that weight, and that takes a toll on your body.
Oh, nice left hand by Martinez.
That was a nice left hand, and Martinez finding some success, starting to time Chavez Jr. a little bit better.
And there he is, just because he's so much bigger.
Well, if he can catch him.
Oh, nice uppercut by Martinez.
Martinez extremely confident right now. Obviously had a big third round. Martinez really letting his hand go.
Martinez is definitely the aggressor tonight. I think he found the distance. He found the range.
And he started to time him, and Chavez having a little success standing toe-to-toe, and that's what he wants to do. Never really has had a moment to break out or shine.
And there was a good hand by Chavez.
Big right hand by Chavez.
Another big right hand by Chavez. Martinez seems to be taking them well, though.
Nice right hand by Chavez.
There we go, and Martinez says, okay, let's go. Oh, good left hand by Martinez to end the round. Martinez has such an unconventional style, and when he throws those punches, and they come from such a low angle, they come up not at a straight angle, but sort of at like a corkscrew, and that also can, you know, cut the opponent. And that is something that not a lot of people give him credit for. That's why he did what he did to Kelly Pavlik.
And that's why it's so hard to prepare for him, because it's hard to find, where can you find sparring to emulate this guy? It's very difficult. It's very difficult for all the reasons you just mentioned. And so you think, logically, you fight straight, you put pressure on him, you work the body, it's going to slow a guy like this down. Well, it's easier said than done, and not a lot of people have been able to do it the last few years.
Good counter left by Martinez.
Chavez Jr. a little reluctant to let his hands go.
It seems like for every 5 that Martinez throws, there's only about 1 from Chavez. And he's not going to win this fight that way.
He's not, and a solid chin can take you so far, but he does have to let his hands go and does have to up his activity rate.
That's going to help you out. We haven't seen that yet.
I do remember that, and you know, it seemed like the father in that 24/7 series that you mentioned seemed a little more passionate about this fight almost than the kids. They were portrayed him as maybe being a little aloof or maybe a little overconfident. And I like the bravado, but you got to be able to execute the game plan.
Couple good right hands by Chavez. There's some puffiness over Chavez Jr.'s right eye. And not only is this the way that Martinez fights, this is the way he trains.
very unorthodox way of training, and he doesn't do a lot of sparring. And, you know, obviously it's worked for him, but it's not such a bad method in the sense that he's fresh, he's hungry, obviously, to fight when he gets here. And that was a nice left hook by Chavez. And a nice counter by Martinez. And that's the body work that Chavez needs to work on.
Good body blow. Another one by Chavez Jr.
Nice body work by Chavez Jr.
Good short right hand by Martinez.
Nice right hand by Chavez Jr.
Right by Chavez Jr., yes.
And Martinez always answers with 5-6 punches when he gets hit. Take a look at the nice right hand that Chavez was able to land, followed by a nice left hook. But Martinez, as he does almost every fight, responds with both in time and in the fighters.
Oh, very quick hands by Martinez. Makes him miss and caught him with two solid punches there at the end. Always waiting for Chavez Jr. in the center of the ring.
I think showing him, too, psychologically, Jaime, that he's not getting tired. I'm ready. I need less rest. I'm older than you. Don't count on me to wear out. I'm going to be here all night, kid.
This is for the middleweight championship. One of the original weight divisions in boxing. One of the most prestigious titles there is in boxing. When you name names like Jake LaMotta, Sugar Ray Robinson, Carmen Basilio, Emil Griffith, Nino Benvenuti. And check out this graphic, ladies and gentlemen. Knockouts after 6 rounds. Martinez with 10, Chavez Jr. only 3.
Wow. Talk about Martinez, looks like he just gets warmed up and obviously stronger, but I think it's more effective because he's such an intelligent fighter. He figures you out and times you. And halfway through this fight, I gotta say, I have Martinez comfortably ahead, and Chavez's face is showing the worse for wear. And he's pretty much doing what he said he was going to be doing.
Oh, yes. So far, he's giving Chavez Jr. a lesson. You know, we mentioned the names. Probably the most significant for Martinez is Carlos Monzon.
Yes.
The great Argentine middleweight champ. You know, we have other names. Marvelous, Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns. Martinez is landing just about everything.
Yeah, at will.
What do you think people are going to say if this continues, Mario?
Well, if this continues, they're going to probably stop it. And Martinez in the early part of the rounds, landing big left hands. Speaking of which,
Tony Weeks is taking a very close look right now.
We may get dangerously close, but I'll tell you one thing, Chavez Jr. will not quit. He'd rather than stop it.
And he says, let's go.
And still trying to land his own. He lands a big right hand.
Good right hook there by Chavez Jr.
Chavez Jr. showing a lot of heart and answering right now, fighting like a warrior. And Martinez fighting on the inside.
Chavez Jr. wanted to show Sergio Martinez that when he won the title against Sebastian Spick, he did it fair and square. They put him up against an undefeated champion, and he took it from him. And after that, he's done whatever everyone has asked of him.
You're exactly right. And, you know, to his credit, he didn't have to take this fight. He is a solid, bona fide star. He's a ticket seller. He's an attraction in the sports that needs them.
If it ends like this, then you've got to hand it to Chavez Jr. as well.
I agree, because listen, he's taken some hard shots. He's been resilient in there. He's trying. There's no lack of effort. He's showing a lot of heart, and I think sometimes you can lose the fight but still win the event by showing courage and a lot of heart and valor.
And even if Chavez Jr. would lose this fight, and we're a long ways away from this ending. But even if he did, I think he still has a lot of upside, and he can still bang in there with the best at the middleweight division as he lands a big right hand. And I think Martinez felt that one.
Well, I'll tell you what, to your point, I mean,
that right hand definitely did the damage. Let's see if Chavez Jr. can act and follow up on that.
4 rounds to go now. A lot of people thought Chavez Jr. wouldn't even make it this far.
I, for one, thought that it was going to go the distance Both are extremely strong fighters. Martinez still looks fresh, I'm sorry.
Martinez definitely still looks fresh. And again, I think his intelligence in the ring is often underestimated because he really knows how to figure out a fighter. And if you could see, just for example, in this fight, after a few rounds, the adjustments he made, he's been able to respond beautifully. Chavez Jr. still showing a lot of heart.
And you know what? In his last fight against Andy Lee boxed him for the first 2 to 3 rounds, but Chavez Jr. was able to walk him down with those hooks to the body. And it's not like he's running.
No.
The championship rounds. And Jr. better step it up. Otherwise, the title will change hands. And this is more or less where Martinez said that he was going to put the pedal to the metal and he was going to stop Chavez Jr.
Well,
that's what they want.
The corner wants that. Corner wants him to pick up the pace. Chavez Jr. obviously needs to pick up his pace. He wants any shot at stopping him tonight.
Oh, beautiful left hand by Martinez. And even though Chavez Jr. has been able to land a couple of good right hands and a couple of good left hooks to the body, there hasn't been one punch so far, Mario, that I think has really rattled Martinez and said, uh-oh, I gotta watch out.
No, you're right. There was a low blow right there by Martinez, but you're exactly right. He hasn't allowed him to set his feet and position himself to take a solid blow. And you're right, that's a great point. I mean, Tony Weeks' name, they haven't had to break up any clinches. This has been a really clean fight.
Martinez throwing a lot of lead lefts.
Chavez Jr. looks just anxious and he's like positioned to pull the trigger with the big right hand, but does he have the energy? Does he have the power to do it? And he's eating big lefts right now. And he's gone in about 4 circles right now, not able to cut off the ring from Sergio Martinez. And that gets tiring in and of itself.
And there was a little short uppercut to the stomach.
Little dramatic play from Martinez. And could Martinez be tiring maybe a little bit?
Well, he has been the one putting out the most action.
It's been a relentless pace for Sergio Martinez. And there's no disputing that, Jaime. 2 rounds to go. Junior needs to pull out every trick he can muster.
You know, people were skeptical of Sergio Martinez after the Darren Barker fight, after the Matthew Macklin fight, thinking that maybe he just wasn't the same. That age was catching up with him. You know, Macklin made him look bad for the first 6 rounds. Barker gave him a hard time as well. We've seen a rejuvenated Sergio Martinez tonight.
Well, you know he was highly motivated, and at the same time, those guys aren't bums he's fighting, too. And he really is a talented guy that's maybe really a junior middleweight, but when you give him time to train properly, gain the muscle that he needs to compete at middleweight, it hasn't slowed down his speed. He's still got the pop to hurt you.
Let me ask you a question. From what we've seen tonight, and from what we've seen from Manny Pacquiao in the last couple of fights, could Sergio Martinez catapult over Manny Pacquiao to the #2 spot, pound for pound?
A case could be made. A case could definitely be made. And if he happens to close out this fight in spectacular fashion, then I think there's no doubt about it.
Oh, big right hand by Chavez Jr.
And there's blood on the head of Martinez. I think that's a result from the headbutt, though. And still life from Chavez Jr.
He definitely is not quitting. Chavez Jr. going forward. He knows he needs a knockout. It's time to press on. It's now or never.
And one thing I'm so proud and impressed by with Chavez Jr. is the Brazilian tonight. He might be outmanned, he may be outclassed, but he's shown he's got a lot of heart and a lot of guile.
Oh, big uppercut by Martinez.
Chavez really trying to get it done. Big right hand. Back and forth. Martinez always answering. Another big right hand by Chavez. Martinez again working downstairs, upstairs with those quick hands of his. Chavez Jr. mocking him. Probably not the wisest idea with a dangerous fighter like Martinez.
Chavez's face is all puffed up.
That there's a puncher's chance there that you never know.
And that's what makes him so dangerous, as Chavez also lands a big left hook.
And he throws another big one that barely misses.
Last 3 minutes, Martinez thinks he's got this in the bank. He better not be overconfident, because one punch can change everything.
A lot of people didn't think we'd be at this point. And I think regardless, that Chavez Jr. gained a lot of fans tonight too by showing grit and determination and hanging in there.
But yes, he has been overmatched.
Yes.
And now Chavez Jr.'s left eye is practically shut. Very quick jab. Martinez said he wanted to teach Jr. a lesson.
Well, at the least, Martinez, I think, appreciates and respects the effort and guile of Jr.
I'm certain that Martinez respects Chavez Jr. right now. He may not have going into this fight, but after taking all those punches,
and he landed a couple of them.
Big right hand by Chavez Jr.
Chavez Jr. still showing light, and the blood trickling from Martinez's face.
Another big right hand by Jr.
Oh, the left hand, and he's hurt, and he's hurt, and he's down on the ground. He's down on the ground.
Oh my God! Could he have done it?
Here comes the knockdown from Chavez Jr. There's another left hook that has him going on his way, and another big left hook, and another one that puts Martinez down.
Here we go!
Can Martinez finish this fight? Can Chavez Jr. knock him out like his father did? But with Chavez Taylor.
Oh my God! We are seeing history, ladies and gentlemen!
Less than a minute to go.
Martinez is hurt!
Can Chavez Jr. finish strong?
He may have started his victory dance too soon.
Can Chavez Jr. repeat history like his father?
Oh, big left hand by Jr. Martinez still standing. Just like we said that he had earned his respect. Now he earned more than that.
It went through the roof now. It went through, barely missing with a right hand, Jaime.
Last 20 seconds. Oh, big right hand by Jr. Big left hand. Martinez still standing.
Can Chavez Jr. finish this fight? Can he close out strong? I'll tell you what, he gave a lot of fans tonight.
We have seen one of the greatest final rounds in the history of boxing.
And did time just run out on Chavez Jr.?
It may have just run out.
All to the winner by unanimous decision from Argentina, the unified middleweight champion of the world.